merry-go-round. I wanna see numbers in action. 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 I wanna see. I wanna see numbers in action. 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 I wanna see.
People would rent for a certain number of years and then they would earn the property. We already have an existing campus, so the tiny homes will simply be added onto the 2 blocks north of that. All of a sudden, poor people would have an asset that would change their life forever, their family life forever, and help to rebuild this community. Cass Community Tiny Homes is really meant to address 3 different problems. One is we had a neighborhood with way too much vacant land and abandoned houses. 2, we were trying to help homeless people and other poor people escape from poverty. And the final thing is we were looking to reduce our footprint. You know, they're tiny houses, but it's a really big way to break poverty.
What started as a grassroots effort to feed seniors grew exponentially over the course of 7 months, and we were able to provide over 500,000 safe and nutritious meals to people in need of all ages. Through relationships with community partners, we were able to create a multi-tiered effort that was able to reach thousands in need. Our purpose is to provide relief in the form of social programs, community resources, and education to help alleviate poverty and shape a society that is just, merciful, and generous.
In 1994, Kiwanis International formed a partnership with UNICEF for our first global campaign for children to eliminate iodine deficiency disorders. After the success of that program, Kiwanis International decided to tackle a new program to eliminate maternal and neonatal tetanus, a campaign that we currently are engaged in. Congratulations on your day of celebration, and if you would like to learn more about how Kiwanis International and UNICEF are partnering, feel free to check out our website at www.kiwanis.org. Thank you.
15 years ago, the Kalamazoo Promise was announced. It was announced that students from the Kalamazoo Public Schools would receive tuition and mandatory fees up to 100% in Michigan's in-state and now 15 private colleges. This is a human capital strategy beyond any that I've ever seen. It continues to produce greater numbers of graduates in the K-12 space, but also in post-secondary. We look for great change and to change the human condition and affect generational poverty for years to come in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Hey there, my name is London Bell, and I am the founder and president of Bell Global Justice Institute. We are an NGO working to fulfill the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs, particularly SDG number 5, gender equality. Our mission is to inspire, empower, build, and mobilize strong voices and impactful actions to advance and preserve the human rights and human dignity of women and girls globally.
Hi there, my name is Rebecca Fedua, and I'm the Executive Director of the Flint River Watershed Coalition based in Flint, Michigan. We're a nonprofit with the mission to partner to protect, promote, and improve the Flint River and its watershed. And we do that through various education activities, advocacy work, and engagement across the watershed. We work on improving access to the river, water quality monitoring across our entire watershed, promoting stewardship activities for all the citizens that live in our watershed, and generally just building awareness of this really amazing resource that we have right here in our backyard.
There are three ways to really spur economic growth and decent work. First of all, in my work in collaboration with others, is centered on building strong worker organizations, unions. Second is on using those unions in cooperation with management to actually move forward on economic growth and economic opportunity. And third is to promote and present the culture of the workplace through our Daily Work, Our Daily Lives, a joint program with the MSU Museum.
Based in Ann Arbor, the Appropriate Technology Collaborative are professionals, students, and volunteers working together to design new sustainable technologies that can be built and operated locally, generate income, and serve the public good in areas beyond the reach of government infrastructure. Appropriate technologies are small-scale, environmentally sound, and locally repairable solutions that make use of local skills and resources to provide for basic human needs with dignified work.
Hello, I'm Allison Waskey-Sutter with the City of Grand Rapids. Sustainability and equity are two of our city's core values. We're working to achieve 100% renewable energy, activate more green spaces, continue to offer safe, quality drinking water, and also help residents and businesses divert waste away from the landfill. With respect to equity, we're focusing on elevating resident voice and ensuring that we're supporting micro local business enterprises, minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, and also working to ensure that we're focusing on environmental and climate justice. Thank you.
Sustainability is part of Meridian's mission. In September, 75 volunteers helped recycle 80,000 pounds of electronics. This October, volunteers distributed 400 tree saplings and planted 40 trees at a local school. Discover more about Meridian's environmental programs, including parks and land preserves, trails and pathways, and the new Market on the Green at meridian.mi.us.
CCL is a nonpartisan grassroots organization working to build the political will for effective climate legislation. The UN's Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change said that putting a price on carbon dioxide emissions must be part of the solution to climate change. That's why CCL volunteers in our 600 plus chapters around the world are working to build political will for putting a fee on fossil fuels and returning the revenue to households as a monthly dividend. Thousands of economists have signed a statement supporting a carbon fee and dividend as the best first step to reducing emissions while also protecting households from rising energy costs as we transition to a clean energy economy.
At Flow, our mission is to ensure that the Great Lakes and all the rivers and streams in the Great Lakes Basin are protected and preserved for the benefit of everyone. We work to make certain that governments charged to protect the public trust are held accountable, that they actively preserve and protect water for all of us to use and enjoy, sustainably from one generation to the next.
The Nature Conservancy is all about sustainability and the protection of ecosystems for future generations. Our mission is to protect the lands and waters on which all life depends. From science to policy, land protection to restoration, we collaborate with farmers, foresters, and natural resource managers and many partners to assure the health and sustainable use of our forests, coasts, and waters, and to stem the loss of biodiversity.
Freedom House Detroit is the only organization locally to provide housing, food, shelter, social services, employment readiness, English as a second language, advanced education training to asylum seekers. And we have the privilege of working with affirmative cases, those that are coming through the border, or those that are defensive cases in the court who have in most recent times come from the detention centers.
Detroit Means Business is an initiative group that came together from different entities on behalf of the entrepreneurs in the city of Detroit.
The coalition that came together is about 60 organizations, and then we called it Detroit Means Business. When we came together and put up that website after being challenged by the mayor to do that, it came together in less than a week.
When you are focusing on small businesses, you're focusing on neighborhood stabilization, you're focusing on jobs, you're focusing on people. And so you cannot solve Detroit's issues, you cannot work in equity if you're not thinking about and centering the needs of small businesses.